Hey guys, how are you? Today I'm going to be making one of my favorite things to make every year, thumbprint cookies. This recipe I have made for years and years. I like it because it's versatile. You can do a lot with it, and it's easy. So you can make a lot of cookies and make them different to suit everyone, or you can, just make them one way. So I really like those. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. Before I get started, just a couple announcements. If you haven't checked out the Pampered Chef specials this month, there are 3 items that are 3 for $25. So if you're looking for stocking stuffers, that's a great way to cover 3 of them. For those of us with 3 daughters, it's great. So I've posted that in my VIP page. If you're not in that group, join. Starting this Saturday, I will be doing a customer appreciation event in there. I'm going to be running a party just for my VIP folks, and anyone who orders gets a discount. The more people who order, the bigger the discount. So make sure you check out my VIP page or group if you haven't done that already. I will also be doing giveaways for gift certificates, gift cards, not certificates, gift cards to places. So make sure you go over and jump in that group if you're not already. If anybody wants to set up a party and maybe earn some Christmas presents free or at a discount, let me know. I'm setting up some parties today and tomorrow. As long as you order by December 12th, your products will arrive in time for Christmas. So make sure you keep that in mind. And so now we are going to be making holiday cookies. Yay! So the first thing you do with this recipe is preheat your oven, which I didn't do because, slacker and whatnot. Bake 350, start. Okay. Earlier, I did take the stuff that I had in the oven out of the oven, which is a key first step, because I don't know how many times I've baked my cast iron at 350 degrees. Okay, it has a nice good coating though, so there's that. Okay, so I'm going to be following the recipe, and I will post this recipe in a little bit so you guys have it, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is. So for this recipe, you can do this in a bowl with a handheld mixer. I'm going to use my KitchenAid mixer for this. Let me pull it a little closer. There are a bunch of Pampered Chef folks who are hopeful, let's just say hopeful, that as they come out with new spring products, we have one really big item coming out this spring. We don't know what it is yet. We won't find out till the beginning of February, but there are a rather large contingent of Pampered Chef consultants who are hoping it's a stand mixer, but we don't know. So stay tuned for that this spring. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take half a cup of butter, 1 stick, and I've already cut it up and let it sit here to soften a little. And then it calls for 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. Packed means you get as much in there as you can and pack it down. Measuring cups are a good thing. Okay, so here are our measuring cups, by the way. They stack together so you don't lose them in the cabinet and they go everywhere. And then this is to scrape it off for when you're dealing with flour and that kind of stuff. So anyway, 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to get it full, and then I always just squish it against the side to pack it in. So 1/4 cup. Just a note, when I make this recipe, sometimes I double it, but if you are going to be tweaking it and just making different flavors, I recommend making 1 batch at a time, and that way you can, it's easier to customize, especially if you're customizing the dough. What I'm showing you today is the basic dough recipe. You can flavor it any way you want. That's one of the good things about this recipe. So you can make it chocolate dough. You can dye it different fun colors for the holidays. You can flavor it with peppermint. So first step is to cream together the butter and brown sugar. And then it says add an egg yolk and the vanilla. With 1 batch of this, you could actually do it in our manual food processor if you don't have a stand mixer. Okay, that is creamy in there. Let me get a scraper that I forgot to get. Scrape down the sides. Okay, and then I just go around the bowl, scrape it back down in there a little bit before I add the next ingredients. And we want to make sure we get all of this incorporated. Don't miss out on any of the goodies. Okay, and then it says 1 egg yolk. I've already separated that. So, oh, apparently I busted it too. Yay me. And then vanilla. Mine, I'm actually using almond flavoring. You guys know I love my vanilla, but for this batch, I want to flavor it a little differently than usual. And by the way, if you want this pure vanilla, it's only available, I think through the end of the month. I know it will be through the 12th. I just ordered 4 of them for myself to last me through the year until next year, and I really, really hope Pampered Chef keeps bringing that out around the holidays. So, I'll be very, very disappointed. Look at me, I'm gonna measure this and everything. Plus, remember the 3 for $25? You can get 3 sets of our adjustable measuring spoons. Comes in with a larger one that goes from 1 tablespoon down to 1 teaspoon, and then the smaller one that goes from 1 teaspoon down to 1/8 of a teaspoon. So these, if you live in a small space and you don't want a ton of measuring things to take up space, you can do the 3 for $25, 3 sets of these for $25. Keep a set for yourself, gift to others. So I don't know if you have a secret sister thing going on, whatever, but this would be good. So the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, but like I said, you can tweak this any way you want. I am using almond extract. Okay. And then you just process until combined. And then it wants you to add the salt and the flour. So, gosh, that smells good, guys. I love almond. I love, love, love. I posted it in my recipe a day group the other day. There was an amaretto cheesecake. I am going to try that, you guys, in my quick cooker. So stay tuned for that. But I love amaretto, almond flavored anything. Okay, so now that that's combined, it says to add the salt, which is like a quarter teaspoon. So I'm just going to do a couple twists of that. And the flour, and it's just 1 cup of flour. Like I said, this is 1 batch of these cookies. You can double it, but if you want to, like I said, the smaller batch makes it easier to customize. Now, if you wanted a ton of you could just double the recipe for the basic dough and then customize as you go on. So let me stop this. Hope you guys can hear me. And then I'm gonna put half the flour in. Let it combine a little. I'm trying not to make a mess. When I bake or cook, I make a mess, but I'm trying really hard not to be filmed making a mess, I guess. Something like that. So, okay. Now, let me add the rest of the flour. I have one of those things that sits around here and you're supposed to be able to put in the flour and it's supposed to be able to keep it from flying out, but I haven't found that thing very effective ever, so I never use it. So, there you go. So, put the rest of the flour in and combine. And like I said, this batch, I'm just scraping the sides down a little here. This batch, 1 batch, you can mix up in our manual food processor. That'd be something that the kids could help you do. And it would, you know, keep them busy, tire them out a little maybe, pumping on the manual food processor. Plus, you know, I don't know, school's closing again and all that. You may need a home economics curriculum. You know, this will teach them something. And be fun for them, create memories. So, all right. Now, turn it up on high for just a second to get it all in there, make sure. And okay, and that is it. So, let me see how much stuff I can knock off of here. I'm talented like that, y'all. Okay, then I'm just going to scrape this off. Now, I used all-purpose flour. It makes like a shortbread cookie. There's no leavening agent in it. So the cookies aren't going to expand. I've also made this using self-rising flour because when I made it, it was all I had. You know how I am. And you have to use what's on hand. And they turned out fine. They were a little puffier. And when they came out of the oven, you had to squish them down in the middle again a little more, but it worked fine. So if that's all you have and you don't want to go buy all-purpose flour, if you don't want to go make a trip to the store, self-rising will work. You'll just have to squish it down in the middle again when it is done. So now what we're gonna do, if you have the stoneware, you can do it on the stoneware. I often use the stoneware for this. Right now, we're having a bit of a supply issue with stoneware, so I wanted to make sure that I showed you our Let me get my recipe here. Our cookie sheet. Now this isn't like a Walmart cookie sheet that you can shake like this and make thunder sounds from Walmart. Ours is nice and sturdy and thick. This is a cookie sheet. As you can see, it has flat sides and just has a little curve on the end to pick up. This is to make it easier to lift the cookies off when they're done. I had somebody ask me the other day the difference between a cookie sheet and a baking sheet. A baking sheet to me is the one with the edges boxed in that you use for like pumpkin rolls, stuff like that. So this is a cookie sheet. Mine is scratched up from all the moves, so hopefully yours doesn't look like that. Do not use Pam or spray on our cookie sheets. It will ruin the finish and make them very sticky, gummy, hard to cook on, so do not use that. If you must, brush it with oil. I'm not doing that for these. These cookies have a lot of butter in them, so it's not needed, okay? So I am going to use my small cookie scoop. These come in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large, but for these little thumbprint cookies, I always use the small one. And I'm just going to go in here and let me move my junk. So I will need this. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this, I got a scoop, and just drop it right on here. Okay, it will, when you get enough in there for it to scoop out. But, and this will make your cookies all the same size, and it's a lot quicker than piecing them out in your hand and rolling them in your hands and that kind of stuff. So, and like I said, my oven is set on 350, and then once I get these all on here, it says I will bake them for, please hold, 9 to 11 minutes. So they're super quick to do. And let me just push it in there. I didn't get enough in that one, but we'll go with it. Trying to stand over this and do it's a little harder than you'd think. Okay, so once you have these on there, like I said, they're not gonna spread out. I didn't put any leavening agents in them. It's like a shortbread cookie. So the dough is a little sandy. Now, if you're the type that doesn't want to do anything from scratch, you can use these and do these with sugar cookies. You would just, the ones that come in the squares, each one of these is probably half of one of those squares. So you could buy that, roll it into the balls, and then put them out on the sheet, and they would work too. Now, sugar cookies will puff up and rise, so you'll just have to squish them down. So, all right, almost done. Okay, once you get some of these on here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna dip the back of your scoop in some just sugar, and then push down the back. This just helps keep it from sticking to the dough, theoretically. And then you just do this. And this makes the well for the filling. So, helps if you hit it in the middle and not on the side too, by the way. Okay, so after you squish them down with the scoop, this is what you have. This is what they look like, okay? So I am going to put these I'm gonna finish this, put them in the oven for 9 to 11 minutes, and I'll be back so we can decorate them. See you guys.